Two-time Hall of Fame inductees, Brent Godarzi and Marty Young. Back-to-back #1 trucking firm in the nation. Back-to-back best attorney and best law firm in East Texas.
Hello, Buckeye fans. Jeff Rash here. I'm joined today with the head coach of the Gilmer Buckeyes and athletic director, Mr. Alan Metzel. Alan, good to see you again.
Good to be back.
It's hard to believe it's already football season. Here we are on our first coaches show, and I'm excited. We have a lot to talk about today.
No doubt.
So my first question for you is this. If I had told you you're going to score 53 points and lose the game, what would you have said?
I would have said probably not.
Probably not,
Yeah.
right? I mean, that never happens.
No.
You have to go back to, for me, I was comparing this during the broadcast to the 2006 Canton game where the two teams combined scored 119 points. It was just like a pickleball match.
Yeah, it was up and down the field. It's like a basketball score.
It really was.
Yeah.
And we were talking about that even before halftime. We said, this could be a Canton thing, the way this is going. And we ended up beating that. 124 total points scored between the two football teams. And it was, if you like football, it was a great game.
It was an exciting game.
Yeah. So we're going to get the expert analysis, but I'm going to tell you what I saw.
Sure.
Okay. First of all, I was extremely excited with what I saw. We came back young, had a lot of guys. You talk about the defensive line. Not one of them played a snap. As a varsity player, or some of them on JV last year, right?
A lot of them.
You had a lot of youth, a lot of kids. You look on there and you go, "Who is this? Where did he come from?" A lot of sophomores, a lot of juniors, and so it's hard to know exactly what to expect. Coming into this game, we knew Chapel Hill had everybody back. They were awesome last year, but they turned the ball over to us 8 times in that first game. But they are one of the most athletic football teams out there. Would you agree?
Oh, yes. You got 10 guys with Division I offers.
Yeah. 10 guys on one football team with Division I offers. Also, remember, they are a Division I school. They're a bigger school than us. We're Division II. So they're a big school. So they got more kids to choose from. And they brought back everybody. They got 10 Division I kids, and they've got 2 of the very best backs I think we'll see all year. Do you agree with that?
I would agree. Both
quarterback
committed to SMU.
Brisbane and Stewart, both committed to SMU. I believe if you go all the way to the state championship game, you won't see 2 better backs. You agree with that or not?
I don't know that I could argue that.
I mean, just slippery. Their favorite play is a broken play.
Right.
Because they're just hard to tackle.
They're tough in space.
They're tough. We struggled a little bit, I thought, with the passing game, first game jitters, that kind of thing, and we struggled a little bit. I'm sure you'll talk about it in a minute with tackling. But a team like that, they'll make you look like you're not good at tackling,
no
right?
doubt. Yes.
So my assessment was, as I'm watching the game, I'm not discouraged at all. I'm sitting here going, I'm really impressed with these Buckeyes. The young, first game. We also knew that conditioning was going to play a factor. I thought it might be even more in the second half. We had said in pregame, we're always in better shape the first 3 games than any other school we play. And we anticipated that they would have lots of cramps falling out in the second half, which they had probably 8 or 10. We had none that I saw. So obviously, boys stayed very conditioned this summer. So that's a kudos to the coaching staff and those kids for being disciplined to do it. Yeah. But I really thought we go in at halftime 1 point down. And I thought, man, we are playing with a possible, and I want you to hear this, and I know you agree because we've already talked about it. This is a possible state championship team in Division I. If not, they'll go deep.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Well, they have the past 2 years. They lost in the state semifinal the last 2 years.
Yeah, and you take away a few key plays, a few missed blocks, a few missed tackles, and it's a different game.
No doubt.
It's a different game.
No doubt.
And so I feel like if we can play with a Division I team that's probably going to go really deep, if not win the whole thing, we got a good season ahead of us.
No doubt. There's no doubt. And people don't need to panic and all that. And at the same time, we own the areas that we didn't play well in the other night.
Yeah.
It's not like we're trying to deflect and say, we're just fine and we didn't make any mistakes. No, we made a ton of mistakes.
Yeah.
And there's things that we've got to get fixed. Alignment areas, we've got to do a better job of being gap responsible and our fits on our defense and so forth. What happens and to address some of the areas you just touched on, the deal about their athleticism and how good they were and so forth is when you make a mistake against them, you paid.
Yeah.
You paid. There's a lot of other teams where we could have made all those same mistakes,
Yeah.
but we could have kind of covered.
Got away with it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you'd end up being able to get a hand on a guy and get him down, or
Yeah.
or fall back into the play. We're not against them, and they're by you, and they're in the secondary, and then you get them in space, and you're going to be in a bind. And those are some of the things that took place. So all of that is true. I'll come back and touch on our D-line is as young as we've had in a while. Now, they have potential to be really good long term. We feel very good about that. But we've got some growing pains, so we've got things to work on and so forth. So our tackling, we've got to do a better job of gang tackling and running to the ball, that sort of thing. We've got to do a better job giving Caden time to get some of our passes off.
Well, that number 12 that was stunting all night long wasn't helping that. They did
a great job.
They did a really nice job. He had good timing.
He did. He timed up some snaps well and that kind of thing, gave us some fits. A time or two, we didn't run a route a right way, that kind of thing, where we could have checked down to a guy, but the guy was blocking and he should have gone out. Some of the first game things that, you wish you could have had back. And, then I also mentioned to you earlier, we were talking, to me, there were 3 or 4 times in the second half where had we made a play and we had an opportunity for a turnover in the end zone, we didn't get that.
I mean, one we'd catch it,
yes.
99 out of 100. Yeah.
But we didn't make the play. And on the next play, they run to the 2, and then they're in the end zone. Well, whereas if we get that ball, now you're starting to take the air out of their sails. And it gave them life multiple times, I think at critical points. And so whereas I felt like our conditioning would be good and we would be there. We do play a lot of people and that sort of thing, where some of those things could have taken over and maybe shifted the power balance. And and we didn't turn it the other way. We didn't push the pendulum over.
I was, if you're a Buckeye fan, you should have been very encouraged with that game. Don't even look at the score. You guys were subbing in a lot of kids and that kind of stuff. And once the game's out of reach, you're just kind of like, all right, let's play this on out. You stop trying to put scores up really at that point. You're playing subs, those kind of things. But I was encouraged by what I saw. This is a pretty good football team.
It's a good team.
It's a good football team. We played a great football team.
Correct.
And we're young, but I'll be honest with you, I wish we could have played them in the third game. And had some of those things ironed out. So anyway, so that game's behind us. We're going to analyze it now. We're going to look at some highlights. There were some great highlights there. And then we're going to talk about next week's game.
Yeah.
But boy, I was really excited about what I saw. Now let's talk about some of the highlights.
You bet.
Man, I told my brother-in-law we didn't score a touchdown in the air, and he just didn't believe me. He's like, there's no way Gilmer didn't score a touchdown. Out of 53 points, there's no way they ran every touchdown. And I was like, yes, that's exactly what happened.
did.
And so that says a couple of things. One, we didn't need to because we were executing so well on the ground. I mean, our ground game, we had great backs last year.
Yes.
We got
These
Will
guys are
Henderson has hit a new
phenomenal.
gear,
No
I
doubt.
thought.
Yeah.
He was good last year. This year, playing against a team that deep and that athletic, buddy, he was all over the field. Sims
can
holy
play.
cow, that boy can play.
He can.
And then
Tavian.
Tavian.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
flat
he's
can
the
he
water
can
bug.
wheel. He reminds
Yeah.
me of Chase Tate. I
No
told
doubt.
you.
Yeah.
So we got some good backs. Obviously, Tennyson does a great job back there. The O line, I thought
They really were physical.
They
were.
played them. They were battling in
Yes.
they were up against some big kids.
That's right.
And they were battling. So offensively, we're going to see some things there. Defensively, there's some highlights as well, forcing fumbles and those kind of things. But let's look at some of those highlights. The first thing we're going to look at is Tarek Tate's. This is the best. I'd like you to start every game just like this with the big.
I was pretty
big play.
pleased with it too. And when you talk about not scoring on offense on a pass, we're about 3 or 4 yards short on this one. So pretty good way to start the game. You got Tarek out here 1-on-1, and we gave a run look, got it to him out in space. Here comes our lineman getting out and helping, and Tarek runs it out. And this is a testimony to their guy's speed too, that they're able to even get a hand on. He's a 10-500 guy.
Well, I was fixing to say, this guy has a state championship ring,
Right.
Because he was on the 4x100.
Yes,
So
yes.
he's one of the fastest guys in the
yeah.
state of Texas,
No doubt.
and has the ring to prove it.
That's right.
And they had an angle on
He
him.
did.
But that's still
just that they could even get their hands on him, it's a testament to how fast they are, for sure. So we get down to, I guess, about the 4 or 5 right here, and we run an outside zone play with Will. There's Will back in the back. the pistol. We jump our set. You can see we're a little bit different look, this year, and just playing to the people that we have. And Will does a great job. We had great blocking on the outside. You can see, watch Tarek here at receiver. So he just got through making this great play, but he gets out there on the edge. And he's blocking his man right there at the point of attack, gives us the edge, and we get in the end zone.
Everybody did what they were supposed to do.
They did what they were supposed to do.
This next one is Aaron Bell. I believe this is where he blocks the extra point.
That is. We talk about this. We call there our jawbreakers, and but our goal on the extra point defense, it's counterattack. You've just taken a blow, you've just been scored on, and it's easy to take a play off when you're kind of deflated.
Yeah.
And you want this is a play for points, and so it matters. And so you can watch the effort of Aaron here, and how he comes through this gap and goes through their guard and gets the block, and could be, you never know when that point's going to be the difference in a game.
Yeah, had that ball had bounced the other direction, that could have been 2 points.
Could have been 2 points.
Yeah, it could have
That's
been
exactly right.
Our point. So good job there from Eric. Now, we talked about Alex Sims a while ago and what a hard runner he is. He looks a lot like Ashton as far as his running styles.
Yeah, he does.
He's gotten bigger.
He's strong.
Right. He runs strong.
Uh-huh.
And so this is a touchdown that he ran. Is this his first touchdown as a varsity player?
He had one when we moved him up, I think, against North Lamar maybe or something, maybe a year ago. But it's he's got a big role, and so he's gonna have to really fill some big shoes.
Oh, he can run the ball.
He can, and he's got a great feel, and you can see it on this touchdown run right here. So here we are, about 6 or 7 again, and we're going to give it up inside. It's an inside zone play.
Look at the offensive line there doing their job.
I'm gonna show you from the end zone view. You can watch how it just really opens up, and they do a great job creating a big hole for him to cut back on. Oh, here he is, and see that hole right there?
Yeah, look at that.
And then he finds it. He's got that vision and cuts in for the touchdown.
Yeah,
so,
that was outstanding.
big play.
Good job there. We'll give that one to the offensive line.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, this next one is to Eric, returns a kick for a touchdown. Obviously one of the best plays of the game, one of the most exciting for sure.
Right. Here he is. He catches on like the 4-yard line. Incredible move right there, and vision, being able to see the hole, and now you can see
and
that
he was
speed.
gone at this point.
you're
There
not
was
gonna
nobody
catch
going to touch him.
No.
He was steadily pulling away. That's a 10-5 guy, like you
Right.
said, so
Yeah.
there wasn't going to be any catching him
Right.
when he got out.
Really
open
nicely
like
done
that.
on his part.
Jet Bates got a sack.
You bet. Watch Jet right here. Jet's one of our sophomores that I'm talking about, some of these young guys. And so you're going to see his effort here as he gets up the field, finds the quarterback, gets his hands on him, and brings him down. So he's flashing. That's kind of the term we use. He's showing you something every now and then, and we're hoping to work on the consistency of that, where that becomes something that becomes a household name.
Yeah. Well, doing that, he will become
Right.
one. Jamar Bird on this next play forces a fumble that Brendan Webb recovers.
You bet. This is he's playing corner right here. He's up about where the 50 the numbers are. He's going to fall into the play right there and grabs the guy and pops the ball out. Here goes Brendan with the recovery. Brendan gets a really nice recovery. Good job by the defense blocking, brings it back about 20 yards, and we end up going down and scoring after that turnover. So that was a big one.
I'm not going to get tired of watching this year, but we're going to watch a lot of these, I have a feeling.
I think so.
These next 2 plays
Yeah.
we're going to watch are Will Henderson touchdowns on the ground.
Right. And, this is 3rd and 9 or 3rd and 10. And when you have a guy like him in the backfield, well, 3rd and 10, running the ball with him is still a good play.
It's not a bad play.
That's not a bad
Most
play.
people are thinking,
Yeah,
we got to go to the air. Yeah.
But when you have a guy who's as good as he is, and like I said, our line is really playing physical right now, and so you're going to see them get a pad on a pad, and you're going to watch. I've got drawn up here our tight end, Grayson Bates, how he seals their linebacker. Jerem Pilcher, our center, is going to seal backside as well. You can see them get that done right there. So that's the difference in scoring a touchdown, is when you get those backside cutoff blocks. And so then we've got our receivers out here blocking on the edge. You've got Demarion Hackett. Here's Tarek again. Tarek gets his guy turned out. So there he goes. And Will doesn't need much.
No.
He just needs a little
You give him a little
opening,
seam and he'll find it.
and he's going to go take it to the house. Good stuff.
All right, here's another touchdown by Will.
Yes, sir. Very similar type thing that we're running here, outside zone, let him cut off.
Look at that,
the
finding
blocks.
holes.
Yep.
I mean, what vision, right?
It's amazing. I'll show you from the end zone here. You can just see how he sticks his foot. And, I mean, there wasn't a whole lot of space in there, but he made it look easy.
He sure found it, didn't
Yeah.
he? I tell you, speed kills, and we have a lot of it this year. We've got a lot of speed this year.
That's right.
We've played a lot of fast teams in the past, and we have decent speed, but this year we're the speedsters.
We
We
have
played some speedsters the other night, but that was why it looked like a track meet.
Right.
I don't know what the total yards of offense in that game was, but it was
a lot.
It was astronomical.
Yeah.
They had to have 750 yards, I guess. But this next play we're going to look at, we have two more. This is Caden Tennyson's touchdown, and I'll be honest with you, I didn't think he got in. I thought I called it out of bounds during the game, but then all of a sudden he pops up in the end zone.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I've been looking forward to watching this replay.
This play, to me, there's a lot that I was pleased with. There's a lot, like I said, that we've got to improve on. But this was a championship play, you know, and especially to see your quarterback make a play like this, it makes you feel good moving forward, because there's going to be plays where there really isn't something there. And you just have to figure it out.
Yeah.
And you have to just
Will yourself into it.
in.
Yeah.
And he does that here. So we're keeping the ball on this play. And so he's going to fake to the running back. And then you see Aaron blocking outside. Well, right now, they've got one of their best players. That's Zero.
They've got him.
Who was one of their better athletes. He gets off of that block, or off of that tackle. So here's number 90, who's 6'5", 250, and you see how fast he is because he's running all the way out there. Here he is. He gets his hands on him.
I thought this was it right here.
He rips out of that. Then the corner gets his hands on him, and he still stays in bounds. And then right there, look where
That's
he's
unbelievable.
completely
Look at that.
laid out like the Superman, sticks the ball inside the pylon and scores a touchdown.
You know what that looks like,
That
right?
was impressive.
You know what that reminds you of? It should come to mind easily.
You tell me.
That's Chris Boyd
oh,
against Gladewater.
yeah.
Remember the last 9 seconds of the game?
There you go.
Yeah, there was a lot of things that reminded me of some past games here. That's an athletic play. Look at that.
That is.
I thought he was for sure out. But he got inside the
Oh
pylon.
yeah, he stuck the ball inside as he was.
Good job,
coming
Caden.
inside. Yeah, really.
Way to be aggressive.
Really nice play. Very proud of him.
Then we're going to end here with Bell once again. He's forcing a fumble.
He is. You know, one of the things I like about this is later in the game, and you can just see the fight
Ripping
still
that ball.
and
Look at him
pulling
ripping
it
the
out.
ball.
And then we get the recovery here with Elias. So, those are things we can build on. That's the key.
Yeah.
And, obviously in Gilmer, Texas, we don't like losing. We don't expect to lose. It is not acceptable to lose. We own all that. But at the same time, we also understand that's part of the equation. And sometimes it happens. And so we have to go, okay, we're going to take this. We're going to build on it. We're going to build from it. And we should be better as we go play Kilgore.
Well, we're going to see if I'm right or wrong here. I'm going to make a prediction that we were playing very well with and put 53 points on what I think could be the state champion in Division I right there.
Very likely. Very likely.
With our first game with a whole bunch of new faces on the field. That is exciting for me. That's exciting for me. So I'm excited to see what happens this year.
Yes, sir.
Now, the old adage, out of the frying pan into the fire. So who made our schedule this year? Was that you? Did you do that?
Yeah.
So we're going from one Division I school that's had everybody come back to another one. And so next week we got to play Kilgore, another Division I school, another bigger school than us, who played Carthage extremely tight. That game could have went either way.
Right. They were ahead until late in the game.
Yeah, so 30-27, Carthage ended up beating Kilgore. So obviously that tells you Kilgore's loaded too. So what can we expect next week?
Well, Clint Fuller is their head coach, does a super job. Their guys are always tough. They're well coached. You know they're going to be prepared. It's not like you can just get them on things where they're not going to be prepared and lined up right and those kind of things. It's going to be a war. You know, Kilgore teams are always tough and gritty. So we understand, it's another heavyweight match.
Yeah, one of the best, literally the best football game. Wasn't even a state championship. One of the best games I've ever seen in my life was right here.
Right, Dylan Bowman knocked down a pass in the end zone.
In the end zone at the end of the game, right here in this end zone, right here.
That's right.
That was a good
Great
football game.
Great game. So,
it's going to be one of those.
It is.
So we said it was going to be a barn burner last week. It was.
And
this week's going to be no
again.
different.
That's exactly right.
And you guys will take care of some of those little things you saw on film. A few tweaks. It's going to make a difference in that game.
Better.
It
That's
better.
right. That's right. No doubt.
So, well, I'm looking forward to a great season.
Yes,
Congratulations on what I'm going to say is a good start. I don't care that we lost the football game. We played, I thought, well, and you can see the areas that you didn't play well.
Right.
What I like is you didn't. It wasn't like a hustle. It wasn't like an effort. It wasn't like a motivation. It wasn't. They were demoralized or whatever. They were playing hard. It was just a little tweaky
like I said,
execution.
Gap integrity, being able to hold your gap, not get pushed out. Like I said, a lot of that's youth. Just knowing where to be, alignment before pre-snap alignment, being too wide, creating a too wide of a gap to where athletes like they had, they make you pay. And so we've got to tighten those things up.
Yeah, and I'm sure, and Tommy Edwards, from a defensive standpoint, you think about what he did last year, that defense, that was an awesome defense.
No doubt.
I look forward, he has a way of taking sweet boys and nice children and putting hate in their heart defensively.
Right.
He just does. I don't know how he does it, but he does. And I anticipate these guys will be the same way. So
he's a master teacher. He's won Teacher of the Year award multiple times up here. He's very gifted.
He is. And
he'll
he's a good motivator.
That's right.
He's a good motivator. He's a talented guy.
That's right.
So I'm looking forward to a great season. Congratulations on your, how many years now, head coach?
Fourth. This will be the fourth as head coach.
Fourth as head coach. Wow. So time's flying by.
It is.
We're getting older.
It is.
But football fans, if you want to see a great game, I know it's going to be hot. I know that. It's hot out there. But if you want to come see a great football game in person, you better be in Kilgore this coming Friday night. And we're going to play in Kilgore, 7:30 kickoff, and you don't want to miss it. If you can't make it, it's too hot, you're out traveling, obviously you can watch us on GilmerBuckeyes.com. You can watch us on YouTube. You can watch us on Facebook. Whatever. If you're in town, you want to watch it on eText Channel 1. We're everywhere. So we'll bring the game to you if you can't make it. But if you can, come out, bring some noisemakers and lots of friends and yell for the Buckeyes in person. It's always way better in person. Always better in person. So, Coach, good luck this year. I think you're going to have a great season. And let's all root for the Buckeyes this year. Thanks for watching.